Alright, so this is everything you should need to make the pegboard that you can find at Cracker Barrel. You're going to need some golf tees. You can also use marbles or something else if you don't have any golf tees. A pencil, a tape measure, saw, safety glasses, and a piece of wood. So the first step is going to be to measure the length of your wood. Mine is 5.5. Yours could be something different. And then you're going to find the center. So for me it is 2 3/4. And then I'm going to make, at the center, I'm going to use that line to make a mark at 5.5 up here. And then it's not completely necessary, but it could be nice to have a straight edge to draw a line between these two. Try this edge. Alright, and now you're going to take this and measure 5.5 to a point on here until it meets the middle line, and then you're going to draw the mark there. And then again, you're going to use a straight edge to draw from that corner up to the dot. And then it's going to be the same on the other side, so you only need to measure one side. There went all the golf tees. Alright, and now that you have drawn your dimensions, this triangle is going to be what I'm going to cut out. Alright, the next step is where you use the saw. So now that you have your triangle, you're going to cut it out using the saw. Alright, I finished the first cut, and now it's time to do the next cut. Alright, as you can see, it's finished, the cut. Now I just gotta vacuum this stuff up. So I finished making the cuts, and now I'm gonna draw where I want the holes to be. There's gonna be 15 holes in total on this board, and it's gonna be a triangle starting with 5, then 4, then 3, then etc., all the way to 1. So I'm gonna try and keep the holes as evenly as apart as I can, starting with the 5. So the first one is 5.25 roughly. So the length, and then so I'm gonna need to put the holes at like 3/4, every 3/4 of an inch or so. Kind of just guesstimate here. Send. Alright, so I made the holes, and now the next step is just going to be to drill them in with a Dremel. So this is where some junk wood comes in use. So to find the right bit for the golf tees, because they're a certain size, so they stick in the board really good. So I'm going to use a Dremel to drill these holes, and I need to find the bit that is the proper size. So I'm going to use a scrap wood and drill the holes in here until I find the right bit, and then I'll go to the board. Oh, helps if the Dremel's plugged in. Alright, so hole number 1. It's pretty close. I mean, it's not perfect, but I could widen it a little bit. It's pretty close. Let's see if I got anything else that will make it better. See, this almost looks too big, and you do not want to drill the hole too big. Alright, the next bit. Obviously, this bit is way too big. I'll see if I have anything else, but I think this might work. This bit might work good because it has a point, and so does the T, so it slopes in slowly. Yeah, so I think I'll end up using this bit because I could probably widen the hole a little more. So now I just need to drill the holes, and then Ah! All right, so I finally got the bit out. As you can see, the peg fits in the hole, and 14 more to go. All right, so I finished making all the holes. It looks pretty good. Now, this is one of the last steps, is I'm gonna take a sander and sand it. This is just something I personally wanna do to clean up all the edges. But if you don't have a sander or just don't want to, you don't have to. So now that this is the last step, so I'm gonna paint it. I'm gonna use like something that I would put on a table, kind of like a stain, because that's what I think will look good. But you can paint it whatever you want. You could use colors or whatever. All right, I'm not loving how that looked. I was looking on the sides. It looks okay on the front, so I'm gonna use a different paint, wood finish. See how this works. All right, so this is the final product. I think it looks pretty good. So if I were to do this again though, I would use the lighter stain at first. And then I'd probably use more of an electric saw to make these cuts, because that took a while. Yeah, but that's basically all. I'm pretty satisfied with how it turned out. So now I'll just go over the basic rules of the game. It's really simple. So you start with one peg hole open. It's usually one of the corners, but not always. It could be one in the middle. I think you'd have to look that up. And then you pick out a peg and you jump over the pegs like that. And if you leave one left, you're a so-called super genius. And then if you leave 4 left, according to Cracker Barrel, you're an idiot. But that's all the rules there are to the game. It's pretty simple. It's fun. I'm satisfied with how this turned out. And it doesn't matter how you turn it, because all the corners, it's an isosceles triangle. So all the things are equal. All the sides are equal. Yeah, thank you guys for watching. If you enjoyed, give it a thumbs up. See you guys in the next one.